The Missouri Valley Big Reds and the Audubon Wheelers for this Western Iowa Conference matchup. The Missouri Valley Big Reds this season 4-8, coached by Travis Mason, and the home team, the 5-8 Audubon Wheelers, that are coached by Darren Miller. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West, as we're just about 15-ish minutes away from the opening tip-off. Ran a little late here, Austin, just a little bit with the JV game, but quite a good JV game. Missouri Valley came back a lot in that game. It actually saw a little bit of action in that competition.
Yeah, it was just a really strong defensive game overall for, both teams, and it was really low scoring, and that's just kind of how we saw it work out for them, really.
Right, and now we kind of look at this game. The Audubon Wheelers really have started to figure things out here as we join you here on our KSOM basketball pregame show on KSOM 96.5 FM and video streaming live on Western Iowa Today TV, powered by Nishanet. And really, I say that because they earned a 65-54 win over SEW in their last competition. Both Austin Christensen and Edward Miller for Audubon showed really a lot of success in the hardwood. They have all season long, but put down 20 and 17 points respectively. Head coach Darren Miller was really just proud to see the success of the boys in that game. I mean, especially the younger athletes on the squad. You always want to see, your older players do very well on the floor, kind of your stars do well on the floor. But you want to see those younger sophomores, juniors kind of do really even better than the starting five overall that are seniors.
Yeah, and one of the things is it's been a really long time since we've been able to see these guys, so that's going to be a huge thing here for them. I mean, we saw both these teams before winter break, and now here we are towards the end of January getting to see them again. So basically the teams are completely different from the last time we saw them.
And at the same time, I mean, that's what many coaches have talked about. And I even think they're going to be different from when you might have seen them early January to even now, because of just that long snow break that we kind of had. I mean, some teams didn't play in over 15 days, and even some teams in 20 days didn't see any action. Audubon was one of those teams that didn't see action in 15 days. I mean, that lost to Arweva and then jumped all the way back down once again. And really, that's just how things have played out for a lot of teams in the local area. So it's good that we're finally getting back into some basketball here, just with some slushier conditions on the road.
Yeah, but thankfully, roads still are very clear, so it's good to see that for sure. And obviously, the main thing now, instead of slush and ice, it's deer. You got to watch out for a deer. We saw plenty of those on the way here as we were driving. So if you're not able to make it, or if you're on your way and you're trying to listen in right now, be aware that there are plenty of deer out right now.
There are, but at the same time, there's not any deer here on our pregame shows. We'd like to remind you that our pregame show is brought to you by the Seed Pros, Rocker Carnes and Cards, Cass Health, Riggs Ag Services, Anita Supply Center, Humble Insurance, Rancho Grande, Stein Seed, Principal Financial Group, Ziegler, Iowa Western Community College, Outfitters Plus Outlet Store, Heritage Insurance, Service Master by Rice, and Community Insurance. And once again, you're listening to the KSOM Basketball Pregame Show on 96.5 KSOM and video streaming live on Western Iowa Today TV, powered by Nishanet. Be sure to stay tuned to the KSOM Basketball Pregame Show, as up next I had a chance to talk with Audubon head coach Darren Miller last week for our coaches show entering here, as we'll then take a look at both Audubon and Missouri Valley, discuss the starting lineups, and get you right into this game. Stay tuned, you're listening and watching the home of your favorite team right here on 96.5 KSOM and video streaming live on Western Iowa Today TV.
What's it mean to be in good hands? It means you get an expert agent who's in it for the long haul. We'll get to know you and be there for you as your coverage needs change. I'm Craig Hummel at Hummel Insurance Services, and we work with Allstate Insurance. Let us help you choose the right amount of protection to meet your needs, and see for yourself what it means to be in good hands. Call Hummel Insurance Services at 800-482-6426 or stop in anytime.
Make sure you're getting the best coverage for you at the most competitive rate. Hi, this is Nick Carnes with Brocker Carnes & Carnes. We are an independent insurance agency that offers coverage for your home, auto, life, farm, and everything in between. But mostly we are here to help. As an independent agency, we can shop around for the best rates and coverages from multiple companies. Stop by one of our offices or go to brockercarnes.com for a quote on your insurance. Let Brocker Carnes & Carnes help you get the best coverage at a competitive rate.
When your home or business has been affected by water, fire, smoke, or mold, and you don't know what to do next, We do. From one room to multiple levels, we can do it all while working with you and your insurance company. Service Master by Rice is your local experts for residential and commercial restoration, offering emergency services 24/7, 365. To set up services, call 712-243-5373 with phones answered 24/7. Service Master by Rice serves all of Western Iowa.
At Outfitters Plus in Atlantic, you'll find all the latest in custom apparel and headwear. Head to Outfitters and work with the design pros to make your customized tees, team apparel, and personalized swag for your business a reality. Whether it's fan apparel for your high school or youth sports teams, your business, or you just want to make something your own, you'll have everyone saying, "Where'd you get that?" Don't forget, Outfitters will also add your group store online to make ordering a breeze. Get personalized at Outfitters Plus Outlet Store in Atlantic. Stop by today.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you in here to Outfitters Plus Outlet Store Coaches Show, brought to you by Outfitters Plus in Atlantic, your home for personalized sports apparel right in the heart of Atlantic. I'm talking with Audubon head coach Darren Miller here on an Outfitters Plus Outlet Store Coaches Show. Coach, how are you doing here today?
Hey, I'm all right. How are you?
Doing absolutely fantastic. Finally get some basketball, so let's get right into it here. You lost a trainer. They're state ranked number 8, 76-48. I mean, what were some of the positives that you took out of that competition?
Well, actually in midway through the third, we were only down 12, and so I guess, or 13, I think it was, somewhere on there. So we came out the third quarter and executed a little bit better on offense, and we just were coming off of 0 practices the last 4 days. We just weren't at our top, but we played hard. Like I said, we could give ourselves a chance there, and then we had 4 or 5 possessions where we turned it over back to back, and they were able to score, and that kind of really blew it open at that point. But we battled, and you get kind of what I expected, kind of how we look. So we played a game, and then we had a week and a half off. Now so I just need to get into back into a rhythm and get playing and get ourselves back into the flow of the game. That's what we really need. So I think that'll help us get spurred on for the end of the season here.
How have maybe even some of your younger players developed over the season? Got quite a few sophomores on the team, quite a few juniors even. Really, how have they really stepped up this season, even compared to some of your seniors?
I mean, there's some of the guys that figured out kind of the role of the team. I think that's what happens with younger players. What their role is, and I think they've done a nice job of figuring that out. And same with the juniors too. There's some of those kids that come in either off the bench or start that have contributed in some shape, way, or form, either whether it's on the offensive end or defensive end.
And just talk about how important maybe the AHSCW game is and how impactful that is in this game tonight against Missouri Valley.
I think it's huge. The first time we played them, we lost to them there by, I think, 9 or 11. I can't remember which, but it was a close game, and a game, that we had a lot of, once again, had some turnovers in. And so hopefully we can come out ready to play. I think we got a pretty good game plan put together, and we will hopefully execute that tonight.
And how are you kind of looking maybe even for a defensive strategy coming for the rest of this season? Because, Trainer scored 76 points on you guys, able to put 48 down offensively, because it looks like the offense is starting to click for you guys, but maybe the defense needs to step up a little bit. How do you kind of look for that defense to step up?
I think other than Trainer, Underwood, the rest of the teams in the WIC are I think equally as good. There's no team that's it's an easy win kind of a thing.
Sure.
But all those teams have good go-to players. And I think for us defensively, trying to identify those players and trying to limit their open looks is important for us. And then rebounding, I think keeping teams to one shot, on the offensive end, clearing the rebound, instead of them getting a couple offensive rebounds isn't crucial for our defense, for us to eliminate a lot of open looks for them.
How do you kind of look to go at the Big Reds? It's kind of a rematch coming for you guys this season. So how do you look to take on Missouri Valley?
Well, the first time we played them, we were down big there in the first half. We made a comeback in the second half and was able to pull it off. They got a couple of really good players as well, good athletes. They got a good team. And so we got to come out ready to play. And they got Jansen kid and a Lager kid that are really good scoring. So we'll have to defensively come out. Offensively, I think we got to get better at just understanding, trying to get downhill and attacking the rim when we can.
Well, Dan, your time is appreciated as always. Thank you so much for joining me here, and good luck here in this competition tonight.
All right. Thanks a lot, Zach.
And that was Audubon Boys head coach Darren Miller on our Outfitters Plus Outlet Store Coaches Show. Your home for personalized sports apparel right in Atlantic. We're going to take a quick break on our KSOM pregame show as we enter back into the competition in just a few moments. We'll see you right back here on 96.5 KSOM and video live streaming on Western Iowa Today TV, powered by Nishnet.
When you walk your fields this spring, will each plant have emerged consistently? Ensure consistent emergence of every plant by managing residue, firming seed, and controlling downforce with precision planting upgrades for your planter so that every seed gives you return on investment and isn't left to chance. Transform your planter with Riggs Ag in Lewis and get the best stand you ever had. Call Jim Riggs at 712-254-2408 today.
Cass Health in Atlantic, Iowa is a nationally recognized hospital, and we are proud of the awards and all of our recent accomplishments. But do you know what drives us to be the very best? You. We're passionate about helping our patients heal and feel their very best at any age and any stage of life. Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors.
Anita Supply Center is here for you. From the big jobs to the small tasks, we're here to help. Hi, this is Kim with a reminder of our hours, so when you need our help, we're here. Anita Supply Center is open Monday through Fridays, 7 to 5, and Saturdays, 8 to 5. We're here 6 days a week for all of your building, landscaping, how-to projects, repairs, and more. We offer free in-home measurements, free estimates, and can help put your ideas together. Anita Supply Center is open 6 days a week for all your home improvement and building needs.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you back here live to Audubon High School for this evening's Western Iowa Conference basketball matchup featuring the Audubon Wheelers and the Missouri Valley Big Reds. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West as we continue here on our KSOM basketball pregame show. Let's kind of take a look at this turnaround here for Audubon. We kind of mentioned it there to head coach Darren Miller and the coaches show, but at the same time, a little bit even before that as well, as really they were able to turn things around with HSCW. Audubon's looking to take the successes kind of that game and bring it here tonight against Missouri Valley. And if they're able to do so, that's going to continue their season of equalization in the Western Iowa Conference, because this is a pretty balanced conference when you take a look at it overall, other than, of course, state ranked number 7, Underwood, as well as number 12, Trainer. Those rankings just updated. I do not have them on my hand, of course. Of course, right when you write all your pregame show, you do all your scripts, you get everything done, and then they update the rankings on you Monday morning.
That's always how it goes, and it just ends up being that way sometimes, and that's kind of the luck of it. But again, a very even conference, and when you can go into this late conference schedule and just be kind of rolling through some wins, that's going to be a huge thing for this team as they go through.
Yeah, and we got to kind of take a look at this series history a little bit here, Austin, because Missouri Valley and Audubon just played earlier this season on November 28, 2023, where the Wheelers won 61-54. And in this all-time series, Audubon leads 24-9 overall. And looking at the teams overall, Audubon has won that last 16 straight games against Missouri Valley, which just shows kind of that domination here in the series and a little bit of that domination in the WIC as well.
Yeah, and that's really kind of what helps out. Like I said before, you get into the conference schedule, you just want to stack wins on top of each other as it goes. And when you have an even conference, any win helps the best way possible. I mean, look, I know I go back to this reference a lot. Look at the NFL this year. I mean, so many teams were up until Week 18 still had a chance at the playoffs because everywhere around was the parity. Everybody seemed so even and so close within divisions, within conferences, even across conferences. Everyone seemed to be pretty even, and so that had a huge effect on how that turns out, and that could have a huge effect on the Western Iowa Conference as well.
We'll see how things kind of favor out here tonight, but of course, to get into tonight's game, we have some starters here as we get you some of these starting lineups, starting with the visitors, the Missouri Valley Big Reds, who are coached by Travis Mason, assisted by Jordan Bierce here tonight. leading on the season in scoring and leading here tonight on the Starters is number 2, Dane Jansen, the 6'4" senior forward, averages 18.5 points per game, 6 rebounds per game. Leighton Mason, the 5'7" sophomore guard, number 3. Number 4, Brody Lager, the 6'3" senior forward. He averages just right behind Jansen at 18 points a game. Number 10, Jackson Tennis, the 5'10" senior guard, as well as number 20, Mason Herman, the 6' junior forward. And Austin, who's kind of a player to look out for here for the Big Reds tonight?
I think a lot of people would normally say Leighton Mason, but really it's going to be Brody Lager, I think, here in this one, as averaging 18 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, 4.3 assists. He's going to be looked to be a big force here to be able to stop, especially at 6'3". But don't count out Mason and Jansen, the other two of that big three that the Big Red have.
And on the opposite end, looking at the Audubon Whalers, they were coached by Darren Miller, assisted by Mickey Williamson. They're going to be led off here tonight on these starting lineups by number 13, Edward Miller, the 6'8" senior forward. And yes, I'm saying that correctly. And if you're watching the video live stream, you'll definitely see, yes, he is 6'8", averages 15.5 points per game, 9.2 rebounds per game this season. Number 1, Oliver Dice, 5'10" junior guard. Number 2, Aaron Olson, the 5'11" junior guard. Number 12, Carson Wessel, the 6'3" sophomore guard, and number 21, Austin Christensen, the 6'3" sophomore forward here for this competition tonight. I'm always just going to pick Edward Miller. I mean, he's always the player to watch. He's a good player on the floor. He's efficient. He's statistically very good here for this Audubon team. I expect a lot out of him, especially here tonight against a Missouri Valley team who likes to rely a lot on defense. So we'll kind of see how things kind of play out there here for this Audubon team with kind of two defending teams going at one another. I always like a good defensive battle. I know you do too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sure, sometimes everybody likes the shootout from 3, whatever it may be, but sometimes a nice defensive game where nobody's able to get really good shots and it's just kind of see who's got the better skill to go against some well-contested shots. That makes for a more interesting game, in my opinion.
Right. And you mentioned a little bit here, Dane Jansen, kind of a big player to identify, as well as Brody Lager. I mean, they're like the two top players you want to look at on this Big Reds team. But kind of looking at scoring down the line, Leighton Mason, also another player that you throw in there. But the rest of the team just at low single digits. I think that Audubon has a little bit of an advantage here when it comes to the scoring column, especially because they just have a more balanced scoring offense. I think they move the ball a little bit better here than Missouri Valley, but that's the last time we saw Missouri Valley. You know, it's kind of taking that from there. So we'll see how things play out here tonight. It'll be kind of interesting to see both these teams go up against one another once again, as we are going to play the national anthem live for you right here on 96.5 KSOM as we pause here for the playing of the national anthem. As the flag is going to be lowered here at Audubon as we await the playing of the national anthem. And that was the national anthem play for you here live at Audubon High School as we return a little bit here for our pregame show just a little before we get off for the opening tip-off. And Austin, with a lot at stake here kind of for both of these teams to kind of get onto a winning track, what is kind of the game plan that you're looking for here tonight on your end even?
I mean, I think we've talked about it a bunch here in this pregame show. It's going to be the defense, I think, that's really going to hold it out. I mean, we talked about it even this morning on our higher and lower show. Right. The defense in the height is going to play a huge factor in this one. You got to remember, they do got a 6'8" guy over here for Audubon.
And looking here tonight, the opening tip-off will be number 21, Austin Christensen for Audubon, and number 4, Brody Lager here for Missouri Valley. The Wheelers will be going from right to left to start things off. And we'll see the Big Reds going from left to right. Missouri Valley in their black away uniforms, white trim, red lettering. Audubon in their white home uniforms, gray trim and red lettering, as Missouri Valley is going to end up winning the opening tip-off. Lager drives in, drives with the right-hand lab. That's no good. Blocked away, touched away, and finally touched out of bounds. It's going to go in Audubon's favor. So it goes back on over to the Wheelers as we thank you for tuning in to our KSOM pregame show. You can catch every single pregame show right here on 96.5 KSOM and Western Iowa Today TV. Just about 15-20 minutes before every competition this season. We do apologize for being a little delayed here tonight as the JV game ran a bit long here at Audubon. It was a good game regardless. Wheelers here on the offensive end for the first time here in this competition. Oliver Dice at the top of the key, rolls on to the far side to near side to Olsen, now to Miller. That one knocked down from the high post. Adds his first 2 points as the Wheelers second early 2-0 lead here. 7:23 left to go in the first quarter of action. Reminding that tonight's scoreboard is brought to you by the Seed Pros. By your side from the word go. Your Pioneer Pros, John Becker, Mark Van Tiger, Gary Dinkwa, and Nick Knutson. Kick out here for the Big Reds as they try to drive in. Foul's going to be called. Looks like it's going to land on Miller after the shot by Lager went behind the backboard. They're actually going to call it on Olsen here. Surprising foul to say the least, but that'll be his first and the team's first. It will be a shooting foul, so we'll see the 70% free throw shooter head to the charity stripe. That one rolls around, no good to start things off. So still no score on the Big Red side of the scoreboard. Lager's looking to take his second here. As that one's up, and that's just off the mark. Goes 0-2 at the charity stripe. Not able to knock either one down as now the Wheelers will force their way down the floor. Kick out in the near corner here to Wessel. Tries drive it in with a reversal. That's no good. Tried with a kind of underhand reverse layup. Didn't work in his favor as Dane Jansen's not going to take over as he whips it top of the key to Jackson Tennis. Dennis currently in between the circles, kicks it out Dane Jansen to the right wing. Tries driving in the interior. Whips it on out to Herman. Herman kicks on into Lager. Throws on out here to Jansen. This one's from downtown off the mark. Post on the opposite end by Oliver Dice as he's able to haul that one in. And he'll take this one down the floor. Skips it on over to Wessel. Wessel. Near side, goes bounce pass up the top, the key to Aaron Olsen, now to Oliver Dice in the right wing. Kicks it to Miller in the far corner, whips it on out to Olsen, skips it on over to the near corner. Try looking on the interior, once again up and in there for Austin Christensen. 4-0 lead here for Audubon. 6 minutes left to go here in the first. Missouri Valley at the top of the key with a kick out here to Lager. Audubon almost with the takeaway there, goes right back to Lager. Looks on top of the key to Jansen. Tries driving in, however, he's going to travel. You can only take the Euro step so far with your bag sometimes, Austin.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're just set that far away, that's kind of the way the cookie crumbles in that sense, and they'll get you for it if you take too many steps. This isn't the NBA. You can't get away with the 5.
No, you can't as they look down low. Christensen up and in. Had a wide open look. The press was pulled up high here, center court. Kind of distracted that Christensen was all the way down low. Take here by Lager is up and in, but it's going to be called a foul on the floor. Before the shot, it will be on the Wheelers. Number 2, Aaron Olsen. That'll be his second already here. And the team's second in the first quarter. As we'll see number 3, Mason Steckler check in here for Olsen. 5:29 left to go. Pretty good turnout here, especially for a Monday night game on the Audubon side of the bleachers. This was a makeup game originally scheduled to happen in early January. So kind of great that we're able to fit this one in here tonight. Kick on the near side of Wessel. Now goes cross court to Steckler. Steckler looks in the interior to Christensen. Puts this one off the glass. That's just too strong. Rebound still isn't hauled in by either player as it's whipped around for a second. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Christensen. Really made a heck of an effort after the missed shot, just trying to get his own rebound. Miller bounced it around a little bit. We saw Lager down there bouncing around a little bit. And finally, It's hauled in as Lager takes this one down the floor as he crosses the timeline. Signals to the near side of Tennis as he goes in between the circles, high portion of the court, excuse me. Tennis drives, right-hander, falls through for the first points of the competition. Now 6-2 on that Seed Pro scoreboard, so looks to be about a 3-2 press offered up, but it's going to go out of bounds here as Carson Wessel just wasn't able to bring that basketball down the floor effectively.
Yeah, just kind of got pushed out of bounds there at half court. Almost see kind of ran into the bleacher stairs there, caught himself.
Still 6-2 on the Seed Pro scoreboard, 4:42 left to go in the first. We'll see kind of if that happens again, and hopefully Audubon doesn't have to catch themselves every time, especially on that press. Lager with the pitch on out to Jansen, top of the key, drives in, whips this one away. It looks like it's a blocked away shot, so that's one here. We'll see how things continue on throughout the night. You listen to the over-under show, or excuse me, the office higher and lower show, you know exactly why. Lager drives, he gets fouled on the attempt on the shot. Looks like Oliver Dice will be called for the foul here on the Wheelers. A little bit of a reach in there on the shot. You thought that it was clean, but it wasn't, as Lager will head to the line again. No points for him so far as he's 0-2 at the charity stripe.
The big thing is already 3 fouls and not even quite halfway through the first quarter here for Audubon.
And 2 of them are on Aaron Olson, a starter here tonight, averages around 11 points a game. So kind of a big player here for this Wheelers team as well. Lager can't make in the second. He is able to knock in one as Audubon gets the rebound. Looks to Deist. Deist kicks it down court. Christensen looks across court. Last touch as it goes out of bounds by Mason Herman. So the Wheelers will take over on the far side of the sideline. See number 3, Mason Steckler to inbound for Audubon. Signals over to Deist as that one's whipped on in. Deist kicks it on the near side here to Wessel. And that one's touched away as he was trying to throw to Miller. Just about halfway through here with 4:01 left to go in the first quarter. Still 6-3 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. Kick on the near side goes to Wessel in the near arc. Whips it around the perimeter to Steckler. Now Christensen the far corner. Deist top of the key. Whips it around here. Not contained by Mason Steckler. Whips this one up with the flutter that's no good. Mason Herman able to haul in that board as they push down the pressure. Jansen on the left wing. Receives a screen. Rolls off of it. Kicks top of the key to Mason. Leighton Mason on the far side. Drives baseline. Gets double teamed down low with a kick out here to Herman. Rolls it around to Jansen. Pump fake drive in. This one just rolls around no good. Christensen trying to get the rebound. Loses control. And a timeout is going to be called just in time by head coach Darren Miller and the Wheelers. Man, that was close. And what is close here is we're going to head to a quick media timeout. 6-3 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. See you back here in 30.
This is John Hayden with Heritage.
Anita Supply Center is here for you. From the big jobs to the small tasks, we're here to help. Hi, this is Kim with a reminder of our hours, so when you need our help, we're here. Anita Supply Center is open Monday through Fridays, 7 to 5, and Saturdays, 8 to 5. We're here 6 days a week for all of your building, landscaping, how-to projects, repairs, and more. We offer free in-home measurements, free estimates, and can help put your ideas together. Anita Supply Center is open 6 days a week for all your home improvement and building needs.
KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you back in here to Audubon High School. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. Currently 6-3 on that Seed Pro scoreboard as Audubon leads here in the first quarter. 3:18 left to go in the first as well. Audubon with the basketball as Steckler makes a kick out on over to Wessel. Top of the key. Swings it outside to Deist. Now back over to Wessel. Back to Deist. Deist tries to look into his right side, back to Wessel as he whips it on over to that side, top of the key. 12 on the shot clock. Bounce pass goes down low to Miller in the far corner, and that's just going to go out of bounds.
They've been struggling here. They haven't been able to make any moves in towards the inside of the arc, really. They've just been kind of sitting around the three-point line, just pass back and forth, and haven't tried to get any penetration in there, which is odd.
I find it odd also that there's really been no screens up top to even try to bring that penetration, especially on the offensive side. We'll kind of see if that plays out here, especially even after a 30-second timeout. You expect a little bit better of a play to be offered up as Jansen gets fouled here by the Wheelers once again. Looks like it's going to be on Miller, and it will. That'll be his first. And the team already with 4 fouls here in this first quarter. And still 2:44 left to go, Austin.
Yeah, it just seems to be a really aggressive defensive game plan down here, down low for the Wheelers, and it's cost them so far. But, I mean, what's really cost the Big Reds is they haven't been able to make any of these free throws hardly.
Right. Dane Jansen just missing his first, as you mentioned that, and makes in the second.
I think that's 2 for 6 out of their trips to the line.
We'll see if they kind of improve in that category, but so far just 6-4 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. If they made their free throws, they'd actually be leading here in this competition over Audubon. Dice in the far corner. Swings it out to Steckler, top of the key. Whips it back on over the near wing to Wessel. Wessel scans the interior, looks to Christensen, back to Wessel. Wessel tries scanning in once again, goes back, whips it around to Steckler, now to Dice. Bill in the far corner. Steckler, 3 on the shot clock. Bounce pass on the inside of Christensen. Fadeaway jumper's no good. Board hauled in by Jackson Tennis here in Missouri Valley as the Big Reds are back with the basketball. Hand off to Lager. This one a jump stop shooter. That's no good from the high post. Gets his own rebound, flies down, and a timeout is going to be called by Travis Mason. It'll be a full one. We'll take it with them. 6-4 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. Wheelers still lead. We'll see what happens right here after the break. See you back in just 30 seconds.
Are you ready to be part of something bigger? I'm Myron Stein, president of Stein Seed Company. We're seeking exceptional individuals like you to join our team as independent sales representatives. If you're passionate about agriculture, ready to make a difference, and want unlimited earning potential, join the Stein team as an ISR. To learn more about open positions near you, contact your local Stein RSA, Darren Petty, at area code 712-249-5884.
Thinking about what you want to do in retirement can be fun, and planning for it doesn't have to be difficult. According to Money Guide Incorporated, only 3 out of 10 Americans have a financial plan, and 1/3 report they have no retirement savings. Financial planning is not just all about assets, investments, and net worth. It's about identifying your financial goals. Hi, I'm Erin Friend, a certified financial planner and registered investment advisor. We help you create a customized financial plan based on your expectations, financial situation, and goals. Please contact Mark Smith or me at 243-2466.
Member SIPC.
You back in here if you're watching the video live stream on Western Iowa Today TV. We welcome you back. A minute 55 left to go here in this first quarter. It's a 6-4 lead for the Wheelers on that Seed Pro scoreboard. As we'll see kind of what happens here after the full timeout called by the Big Reds. Tennis tries looking in the interior. Lager inside, whips this one up, falls on through on the floater. That's his first 2 points here on the night. Tied 6-all here on that Seed Pro scoreboard. Audubon trying to just look to get back in this one. Christensen far corner, that's off the mark. Is that one air balls, and Mason's able to pick that one up. Mason on the left wing, whips it on in the interior to Dane Jansen on the baseline, back out to Mason. Mason trying to find an open lane, finds one there, right-hander, that's no good. I like the take by Mason, just doesn't fall through as Miller's able to haul that rebound. Steckler top of the key, this one a long-range 3, that's no good. Christensen with the board, up and in the end one. 6 points here for Christensen. Gets the foul call, as we'll see number 11 Brody Schultz check in here for Audubon. Foul's going to be called on number 0, Dalen Kasur. That'll be his first and the team's first here for the Wheelers, excuse me, for the Big Reds, as Christensen knocks that one down, finishes off the 3-point play. Has 7 points already here tonight. 7 out of the 9, so when you look down the line, Miller's the only other one who scored. 45 seconds left to go. Missouri Valley with the basketball. Jansen at the high post, far side goes to Mason on the right wing. Mason drives in, kicks out. Pump fake by Tennis as he tries driving and gets double team. Whips that one up there. This is going to be hauled in by Wessel. Audubon back with the basketball. Shot clock turned off, and losing control of it on the far side is Carson Wessel. As we'll see number 1, Oliver Dice check in. He'll go in for Wessel after almost just a little bit too much energy for the sophomore. Just kind of went down the floor with a little bit too much speed, wasn't able to contain himself. 20 seconds remain in the first quarter. 9-6 lead here for Audubon on that Seed Pro scoreboard. Big Reds are going to hold here for the last shot to end the quarter. Lager on the high post as he drives down low, looks for the reversal, up and in as he goes coast to coast. 5 points on the night. Audubon whips this one up for the last second shot. That's no good as we're going to head to a media timeout. 9-8 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. Wheelers up by 1. We'll see you back here in just 30 seconds.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you back in here to Audubon High School to remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Riggs Ag Services. Transform your planter with help from Riggs Ag Services in Lewis and Anita Supply Center, your home enhancement store. We are here to help. And we're here to give you the broadcast tonight. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. And Austin, kind of what stood out for you here so far with this 9-8 Audubon lead?
That Missouri Valley should probably be leading this game if they're able to knock down free throws, and B, that Audubon's got to get some offense rolling here. They've sat outside the arc for a majority of these offensive possessions. They got to try to get down low.
We'll see if they can kind of get down low here. Screen up top would help, as it looks like they're kind of going with a little bit of a different offense, as a foul early is going to be called on number 20, Mason Herman. His first, team's first of the second quarter. Big Reds with just 2 fouls so far here in this competition. Wheelers with 4 fouls early in that first quarter. Audubon back with the basketball as Olsen contains to the left wing, whips it back out to Dice. Down the far corner, Schultz tries to get an interior to Miller. Schultz is able to pick this one up as it's given by Dice, but it looks like they're going to call a backcourt violation.
I'll say that fall and tumble from a couple of those players sounded a lot worse than it actually was, but it sounded pretty bad even through our headsets.
For a second there, I thought it was a Big Reds player who threw the basketball. Then I realized it was Audubon's player who threw the basketball. That's why I kind of hesitated to see what the call was going to be. Even the officials kind of hesitated when they looked at each other, and it is a backcourt violation as we continue here. Jansen kicks on out to Lager, top of the key, spins, looks for the jumper, doesn't have the open look, kicks out on the near corner to Herman, tries driving, it gets blocked away. 2 blocks here tonight, one by Miller. Another jumper, that's no good. Touch glass goes out of bounds, last by the Big Reds as well. I mean, 2 blocks here tonight. We knew it was going to be a defensive battle, and, well, you winning that battle as well in terms of your defensive strategy in the office higher and lower.
It worked out, I will say. For once, I didn't have to sweat out one of these close calls, the ones that we've had.
Takeaway here is Mason Herman's able to grab that basketball away from the Wheelers. Jansen, turn around, spin, jumper, in. 3 points for him here tonight. Now a 10-9 lead on the Seed Pro scoreboard for the Big Reds. Under 7 minutes left to go here in the first half. Another takeaway here and a turnover. Lager looks down the floor, back to Jansen, tries driving it, another block away there. Wow, what a game here of defense. Drive in by Miller, gets about triple teamed and fouled underneath the hoop. Looks to be a little bit of a reach by number 4, Brody Lager. Trying to pull in that basketball, but, well, sometimes when you try to pull in that basketball, you're reaching a bit too much and you make a little bit of contact as he does there.
And really, I thought that last block shot, that looked just kind of looked more like a miss, and he whiffed the block, to be honest, but you got a little bit better view than I do.
Saw a little bit of a touch, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a block. It's almost like volleyball. You kind of tell the trajectory of that basketball, where it's going, how it went off. As Miller tries up a shot, that's up and in there for the senior. 4 points for Miller here tonight. Jansen on the left wing, kicks out to Leighton Mason in between the circles. Now drives on over to the left side, hand off to Jansen. As he goes top of the key, tries driving down low. Almost a takeaway as Lager's able to now hold in this basketball. Floats this one up as he gets fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line for a pair as we await the foul call by the official. Got number 21, Austin Christensen. That'll be his first and the team's first of the second quarter. As we'll see Lager at the line once again. Knocks in the first. He just needed a little bit of practice, that's all. Finally gets a little bit there, is now 6 points on the night. He's got one more to go. It's still crazy to me that the one-on-one's gone. And it'll always be interesting to see if that ever really comes back here in the high school game as he splits the pair at the line. Would have been a one-on-one regardless, as it's a travel by Brody Schultes. Had kind of an open look. And the thing about Schultes is he looked up before he realized where he had the basketball, and he didn't have full possession of that basketball for a bit there. As they're offering up a press for Audubon, and it's easily broken here by Missouri Valley. Jansen now down low, gets double teamed, looks around, ball's kicked. As Missouri Valley is going to take over. Kickball violation. 5:46 left to go in the second. 11 all on that Seed Pro scoreboard. Right here in the second quarter. Inbound goes to Herman on the near side, whipped around the perimeter. Now contained by Mason in the far corner. Mason, bounce pass, goes on over to Jansen on the far side. Short corner. Looks once again. Kick out. This one whipped on up, rolls around, no good. The iron not favoring Herman, as that one looked to be good for a second, but just doesn't roll in his favor. McLean with a kick out here to Wessel. This one a fadeaway jumper's off the mark. Jansen able to haul on that board as he runs down the floor, whips this one up, and it's going to be a charge. Offensive foul call on Dane Jansen. Wow. Nice job by Audubon, just stood there right in the lane. Perfect timing, stayed flat. Can't ask for anything better than that. Offensive foul there on Jansen. That'll be his first foul, the team's third right here in the second quarter with 5:06 left to go. Kick goes out to Schultes, now contained by Wessel. Whips it around the perimeter to Dice, now back to Wessel. Interior goes to Miller. Kick on out to Dice once again. Goes to Miller at the high post, near side. Kick out Wessel. This one's in the near corner. That one doesn't fall through. Just a bit strong as they're going to call a foul on the interior. Number 15. That'll be number 15, Sully McLean. Just making sure that McLean was on the floor. I actually didn't see him substitute in. But he's down there. He's been guarded down low. 4:42 left to go, still 11 all on that Seed Pro scoreboard. Steckler going to the bench to check in. We'll see him get some back action as this one goes out of bounds, as he'll check in here for Audubon. They'll go in for number 11, Brody Schultes. Really kind of a stagnant game offensively right now, Austin.
Yeah, I mean, we're about not quite halfway through this game, almost there, halfway through this second quarter, and it's still just 11-11.
Right. It's crazy to even think that as Lager kicks this one out. Jansen tries driving, looking to score. Gets some good defense here by the Wheelers with another kick out to Herman. Roll on around to Mason. It's going to be out to Lager as that one goes up, and he gets fouled once again. Lager's been able to draw a lot of fouls here tonight, as that's another foul by McLean. Offers up his second, the team's second. I like the way that Lager plays, though. He gets the basketball, he's confident in himself, and he just drives to the basket, misses his free throw. As if he knocked down some of his free throws, he'd almost be in double digits at this point.
I don't know if we've ever seen a rim hate a player more than we've seen this rim hate Lager here tonight.
Maybe he'll favor going the other way after the half. I mean, sometimes you do.
If this was hockey, though, he'd probably be putting up double digits here already just from it coming inside the rim and then back out.
Lager knocks that second one in there to take a 1-point lead. Right here in the second quarter of action with 4:10 left to go. Audubon advances this one down the floor to Wessel on the far side. Kicks this one near side to Dice on the perimeter. Rolls on around, dribbles with the left hand. Looking for a screen, doesn't get one, and a timeout is going to be called by Coach Miller and the Wheelers. He'll look for a full timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll see right back here with a 12-11 lead for the Big Reds on the Seed Pro scoreboard in just 30 seconds.
With things winding down for the year, it's time to stock up on genuine AGCO parts and service at Ziegler Ag Equipment. Get OEM, rigorously tested, genuine AGCO parts made with superior quality materials in stock whenever you need them. Don't delay. Get your machines serviced now and hit the ground running in 2024. Stop by your local Ziegler Ag Equipment today to learn more.
Playing your kind of country. 96.5 KSOM, Audubon, Atlantic, Red Oak, Harlan.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you back here after that time. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. Remind that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Hummel Insurance. Service is the difference with Hummel and Rancho Grande. Authentic Mexican food on West 7th Street, right in Atlantic. And Austin, I mean, it's just been all defense here, especially in this second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams should probably be close to approaching, if not over 20 points each right now, but not getting the luck they need on some of these shots.
Christensen finally getting a little bit of luck there. Continues to be the leading scorer here tonight for the Wheelers, 9 points overall. Kick on over to Jansen on the right wing. Misses that attempt. Dice able to haul in that basketball on the rebound. As he advances ball down the floor, goes over to Wessel. He's just trying to stay in bounds. Really, he's trying to make a catch like a receiver. Just trying to stay in bounds, almost two-toe touch it down, and ball just slips right through his hands.
Yeah, almost took out a child fan over there as well as she was walking to the concession stand, and the pass just came right at her.
Well, thankfully, she can go and enjoy a hot dog now, safe and sound. 13-12 on that Seat Pro scoreboard. Audubon still leads. Drive in here is no good on that attempt by Jackson Tennis as he tried rolling in on the near side on the lane. Audubon back with the basketball. Kick on over to Olsen. Whips this one up. That's no good. A rebound by Christensen. Kicks this one out. Dice rolls on around the perimeter. Whip on in as this one just lobbed in the corner. Miller kicks on out. Olsen on the left wing. Drives in. Kicks out. That's no good. Big Reds with a rebound. Advancement down the floor to Mason. Goes back on over to Tennis. This one kicked back over. Jansen able to pick it up and in. Large sequence of events happening down the line there. That's not something you see just about every day. As Audubon looks at the basketball here once again offensively. Christian looks down as he's going to travel as he tried to pass that ball down the floor. And that's when you're thinking a little bit too much on the floor, is when you travel and you look down, you're thinking kind of what pass you want, where you want to put it. And really, all you got to do is just look, go, there's a guy open. Get it to him. Don't think about it too much. When you overthink, you're going to travel just like that. 2:30 left to go, 14-13 on that Seat Pro scoreboard. Missouri Valley still with the lead here by 1 point. Inside look is touched away here by the Wheelers. Jackson Tennis, I mean, just 2 points here tonight so far, but he's been kind of a crucial role, to say the least, here for Missouri Valley. Really has kind of maintained that basketball pretty well and has helped Jansen earn a couple points on the night as he tries driving the reversal up and in, coast to coast. 7 points here for Jansen. Kicks on over to Olsen. Looks on up top to Miller as he tries advancing this one down the floor. He'll get fouled as it'll be on Tennis. His first here and fourth for the Big Reds. Aaron Olsen to inbound, just straight away right in front of us here. As it's now contained by Secco on the right wing. Floats it on into Christensen. Kick on out. Dice in the far corner from downtown. That rolls around, no good. Christensen with the rebound. Drives in up, and that doesn't fall through, but he gets fouled on the attempt. Number 10, Jackson Tennis, another foul call for him. That'll be his second, the team's fifth. So regardless if Christensen got fouled on the shot or not, he'll go to the line for a pair. Shooting 78.9% from the charity stripe this season as he knocks in the first. See Dalen Kosur check in, the 6'4" junior forward. He's averaged pretty well from the field at 41.3% so far this season for Missouri Valley. He'll check in for Jackson Tennis. Christensen will knock him in both. Puts Audubon even closer back as it's 16-15 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. Jansen at the right wing. Advances, he looks top the key to Mason. Mason back to Jansen. Actually, it fakes it to Jansen as Mason continues with a hold. Bounce pass on the inside. Lager drives it underhand, up and in for Brody Lager. Lager still short of double digits, 9 points here tonight. Interior pass goes to Christensen as it's touched away out of bounds. Audubon just hasn't been able to get their offensive momentum going.
No, that one looked like more of a lob trying to set up a dunk at that point. Not sure if Christensen's actually able to get up there for dunks, but That's what they looked like they were aiming for.
I think Christensen has hops, to say the least. He's probably got better hops than I do. But I don't think he's got enough to maybe make that play anything at that case. As that went out of bounds. It's still 18-15 C-Pro scoreboard as we're just about a minute away from the end of this first half. Big Reds still lead by 3. Lager holds, kicks on over to Jansen, top of the key. Jansen for the Big Reds, drives right, kicks out here to Mason. However, he's going to travel at the right wing. Had a good look. I saw what he was trying to do, but he just advanced it too quickly. Almost too much so that he traveled with it. Audubon back with the basketball, under 50 seconds left to go here in this first half. Inside look to Miller as he misses that one just short. Good rebound there by Herman on the box out. Hands it on over to Lager. Lager top of the key. Gets this one on over to Herman. Whips it back to Lager. In between the circles. Kicks on out to Jansen. Jansen to the left wing. Transitions right. Looks on out. Herman back on over to Lager. Left wing three-pointer is off the mark. No good. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be the last touch on the interior by number 20, Mason Herman. 20.8 seconds left to go here in the second. Still a 3-point lead for the Big Reds. Audubon looks to take the last second shot here this competition. Wessel whips it on over to Steckler on the right wing. Back to Wessel on the far corner. Tries driving in, takes the jumper, falls through. On the foul, he's got a chance to make it a 3-point play. It's going to be a foul on Dalen Kosur. And that'll be his second. Team already over 5 fouls, that's their 6th. Wessel, his first points on the night, looks to make it 3. And he can't there with that attempt. 5 seconds remain. Lager going down the floor, 2 seconds. Hands off to Mason from downtown. That's just short. Good look by Mason. Just couldn't get it to fall through as Audubon will go into halftime down by 1 as Missouri Valley woke up in the second quarter. And really, this is just a heck of a defensive battle, to say the least. We'll see kind of what happens here in the second half, but not before we take a timeout. We'll see you back here on our KSOM halftime show in just a few moments, so don't go anywhere. See you back here in just 2 minutes.
Remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Call Community Insurance in Audubon today at 712-563-4422 or stop by their office in the Depot Building at 405 Market Street in Audubon.
This is John Hayden with Heritage Insurance and Real Estate, and our team would like to wish all area players, coaches, and fans the best of luck this season. Planning and preparation are not only keys to a successful game plan, but they are also important in helping protect what matters most to you: your family, your farm, your business. Call or stop by one of our offices in Coon Rapids, Audubon, Scranton, or Jefferson to speak with one of our licensed agents to review your game plan today. Heritage Insurance and Real Estate would like to again wish all area teams the best of luck.
What's it mean to be in good hands? It means you get an expert agent who's in it for the long haul. We'll get to know you and be there for you as your coverage needs change. I'm Craig Hummel at Hummel Insurance Services, and we work with Allstate Insurance. Let us help you choose the right amount of protection to meet your needs, and see for yourself what it means to be in good hands. Call Hummel Insurance Services at 800-482-6426 or stop in anytime.
Make sure you're getting the best coverage for you at the most competitive rate. Hi, this is Nick Carnes with Brocker Carnes & Carnes. We are an independent insurance agency that offers coverage for your home, auto, life, farm, and everything in between. But mostly we are here to help. As an independent agency, we can shop around for the best rates and coverages from multiple companies. Stop by one of our offices or go to BrockerCarnes.com for a quote on your insurance. Let Brocker Carnes & Carnes help you get the best coverage at a competitive rate.
When your home or business has been affected by water, fire, smoke, or mold, and you don't know what to do next, We do. From one room to multiple levels, we can do it all while working with you and your insurance company. Service Master by Rice is your local experts for residential and commercial restoration, offering emergency services 24/7, 365. To set up services, call 712-243-5373 with phones answered 24/7. Service Master by Rice serves all of Western Iowa.
At Outfitters Plus in Atlantic, you'll find all the latest in custom apparel and headwear. Head to Outfitters and work with the design pros to make your customized tees, team apparel, and personalized swag for your business a reality. Whether it's fan apparel for your high school or youth sports teams, your business, or you just want to make something your own, you'll have everyone saying, "Where'd you get that?" Don't forget, Outfitters will also add your group store online to make ordering a breeze. Get personalized at Outfitters Plus Outlet Store in Atlantic. Stop by today.
KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you back here to Audubon High School. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. If you're watching the video live stream, you're seeing a heck of a performance here from the Audubon dance team. It's impressive stuff. They got kind of a light show going on here in the dark. I like it, but also thank God I have an Apple Watch that kind of lights up the way here so we can give you some of our stats here as we welcome you here to our KSOM halftime show. As wonderful performance there by the Wheelers, once again by their dance team, as we finally get some lights back in here. And well, now we don't need my flashlight anymore, but I'm like an old man and don't know how to turn it off. So we'll figure that out later. But looking here at the Missouri Valley Big Reds, so far in this competition, they're led by Brody Lager in scoring. He's got 9 points here. Probably Austin would have even more than 9. I'd say he'd probably have about 15 points here if he's just able to knock in some free throws.
I'm glad you said 15 because that's the exact number I was thinking in my head. Because, again, he's had some free throws he could have knocked down. He's had some layups that have even just wrapped around the rim a couple times. About half the basketball, or 3/4 of the basketball was in the net and then just pops out, and it was just unfortunate to see for him because, again, he'd probably be leading this team by even more at this point. And the Big Reds would have a huge lead right now over Audubon.
Yeah, kind of looking down the line here as well. I mean, Dane Jansen, another impressive player that we've seen here so far tonight for the Big Reds, 7 points. And then kind of finishing things off is number 10, Jackson Tennis, as he's been able to offer up 2 here. But you look down the line, and I kind of said it before, you expected to see, just a couple of these scores. And we haven't even seen Leighton Mason knocking a bucket yet so far in this competition, as he's just not able to knock in. He's had some good looks, however. I mean, he drove in the lane a couple of times, had a couple of good-looking threes, but just nothing able to offer up in his favor yet for Missouri Valley.
Yeah, and like we said, they got the big 3 for Missouri Valley. It's Mason, Jansen, and Lager. Lager was the guy I said to look out for. He'd be carrying this team right now on his back with those free throws and a couple of shots that maybe the spin goes a little bit more his way next time. But Jansen has done his part there still as a complimentary piece, so something to watch for as well as we go into this second half. But fouls are something that both teams are going to need to be aware of, as we had 5 for Audubon in the first quarter, 6 for Missouri Valley in the second, and then they each had 3 in the alternating quarters as well. So that's going to be a big one there for them, as they are both approaching 10 fouls each on this game. So, again, it's going to be something to watch, especially as we get late into this one if it continues to stay close.
Yeah, we'll kind of see how the foul trouble plays in here, but really we've kind of mentioned it before, a very big defensive game here tonight. We're not going to get much of an offensive momentum, as if you're just joining us here. 18-17 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. Missouri Valley with a lead here over Audubon, as it's just been defense, defense, defense all the way. As we take a look here at the Wheelers, and their leading scorers here tonight is number 21, Austin Christensen. Averages around 7.7 points per game, but here tonight, he's got 11 here for this Audubon team. He's been able to make in his free throws. He's been the momentum down low here for Audubon, and the other 6 points come off of Edward Miller as well as Carson Wessels. Miller's got 4, Wessel with 2, so just 3 players scoring here for Audubon. But then you look over to Missouri Valley, only 3 players for the Big Reds as well. So kind of just the big 3 on each side that's been the main factors here tonight.
It becomes which big 3 is going to be able to pull this one out, or which bench and role players are going to be able to score some more points for either team and maybe push their team over top. And I think one of the big things is Audubon's got to try to attack down low. They've been really struggling to do that so far. Meanwhile, Big Reds have been attacking low almost all game. They just haven't been able to hit those shots. And I think we saw it there to end the first half a little bit. They're going to start to toss it back out to the edge, out on the arc, and maybe put up some more three-pointers, as we saw a few more there at the end of the half, and I think they're going to start to fall back on some of those more as the Audubon defense kind of squeezes in down on the bottom.
I think that if Audubon goes down low and they kind of really resist fouling, I mean, it's just kind of putting two arms up, allowing them into the lane a little bit, but then blocking off that momentum in. You're not going to get a block call when you do that. If you allow the lane open and you kind of step in there and you're not, putting the body pressure on there, you're kind of just putting a presence there at that point. It's really going to tempt the Big Reds to kick it on out, and they like to kick it out. They like to drive in, put a kick out, maybe have another guy drive in, kick out again. That's kind of the open looks that we're seeing here from Missouri Valley. Audubon on their offensive end, however, I think really needs to change up their game plan coming in here this third quarter. We just saw them kind of toss the ball around the perimeter most of the time. It's just about 4 players, no high post, no screens, nothing really, to say the least. I didn't even see a couple, maybe 1 or 2 opportunities there for Austin Christensen, and that was about it.
Yeah, that's really all they've been able to do. Even when they're passing around trying to get somebody open, they're going cross-court with some of these passes, thinking somebody's open. The Big Reds have just been able to follow the pass immediately and cover it up, and they haven't had much time to get off a clean shot there on the perimeter, and that's been a big thing for them as well.
We'll see how both these teams favor here in the second half, but not before we take a quick media timeout. We'll see you back here in just 1 minute before we get you ready for the opening of the second half of basketball action. See you back here on 96.5 KSOM and Western Iowa Today TV, powered by Nishanet.
If authentic Mexican food is what you're craving, then come on into Rancho Grande in Atlantic. We're more than just tacos and margaritas, but we do make the best of both. We have appetizers, beef, chicken, seafood dishes, and desserts. Mixed drinks, wine, imported and domestic beers are on the menu too. Dine in or relax on the patio with family, friends, date night, or a quick stop before or after the game. Open 7 days a week. You'll be able to fill in your cravings of authentic Mexican food at Rancho Grande in Atlantic.
He recognized early that farming was an opportunity to nurture family ties, teach his children the value of a hard day's work, and embrace the simple, everyday pleasures around him. He was a farmer.
This is Mike Jones, owner and funeral director at Polly Jones Funeral Home. Each individual is unique, and we believe every service should honor your loved one for the life they lived. Polly Jones Funeral Home in Harlan and Avoca, and Polly Jones Pennebecker Funeral Home in Denison.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you back in here to Audubon High School. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. Thank you for sticking with us here on our KSOM halftime show as we're going to be opening up the second half of action. And as I always ask you, Austin, kind of what's the big thing you're looking for here in the second half out of either one of these teams?
I think they just got to change what kind of team they were in the first half. You got to control the fouls. Change the offensive game plan a little bit for both teams as well, and then just keep playing strong defense like they have.
It's almost like they need to control the tempo on both ends, especially offensively. I think the defense is holding strong. Yes, there's been a couple of foul calls, but it's been evenly called on either side of the floor tonight. So we'll see how the second half plays out as Missouri Valley's going from right to left, Audubon from left to right. A three-pointer rolls out of the iron. That's no good by Brody Longer. And the iron just doesn't favor Longer on either side here tonight. Wheelers kick this one out to Dice in the left wing. Look over to Christensen at the high post. Back to Dice in the left wing. Floats on over to Mill on the far side. Tries to go back to Dice as he almost lost it. Olsen able to pick that one up as he whips it on over to Wessel. Back to Christensen, now to Wessel on the near wing. Whips this one into Miller. Throws it on out. Wessel now top of the key. 7 on the shot clock. Drop stops. Spins. Whips that one up there and it falls through. I don't think there's any better way to say than whipping that one up there as we just saw Wessel almost like a dart as that one went in.
Yeah, not sure what that was, but again, we talked about maybe changing up the offensive game plan for Audubon coming to this one. They did not. They're sticking with the same thing. Just pass it around the perimeter and kind of stand around and see what happens. So we'll see how that helps them maybe or hurts them as we continue on with the second half.
The touch went out of bounds for Missouri Valley. So Audubon gets the basketball wide open and Christensen down low, up and in. Austin Christensen has seen one heck of a performance here tonight. 13 points already. We're just 6:44 into this second half. So 6:44 left to go in this third quarter, because we're not even 2 minutes into the second half. Sometimes you say stuff, Austin, and you look and you think and you go, that doesn't even make sense to myself.
Sometimes you just got to turn the brain off and not think.
Well, I think I do that every day, so I think we're doing just fine. Jansen drives it up off the high off the glass, and that one falls through. Dane Jansen now 9 points here tonight. Olsen, as he tries to drive it in, puts a pump fake, gets blocked away down low by Jansen. Another block here tonight. That's 4 if I'm not mistaken. Tries to drive down low with Jansen once again on the reverse on a block behind the back. Is going to be called a foul. That's going to be number 12, Carson Wessel. Drive a little bit of a reach, and when you reach in that much, well, you're going to get the foul drawn in, especially if you're standing right behind him. As we'll see Mason Herman head to the charity stripe. Just 6 of 10 this season. 60% from the line. We'll see kind of how he favors here. 21-20 on that Seed Pro scoreboard as he knocks in that one. That's his first point here tonight.
And a big one at that. Ties it up here at 21. Keeps his game even more even.
Herman looks for the second as there's 2 players in the backcourt for both Missouri Valley and Audubon. It's Aaron Olsen as well as number 10, Jackson Tennis. And that one falls through as well. Nice job by Herman. Puts 2 up, averages 2 a game. Can't ask for anything better than that. Dice with some good moves in the ball handling category, but he can't make that pass as Lager's able to get the turnover. Falls for a second, but he kicks it out just in time to Mason. Mason tries to reverse, gets blocked away again by Edward Miller. 5 blocks here tonight. Man, I don't know how to set lines, do I?
No, and we were arguing whether or not it should be maybe 2 or less, excuse me, and now we're looking at maybe we should have made it 4 or less.
Goodness, this has been one heck of a defensive performance by both of these teams. Jansen to the left wing, spins, loses the basketball. Wessel will pick this one up, and a foul is going to be called on Jansen. It's going to be a reach-in. That'll be his second, the team's first here in the third quarter. It's just a foul on the floor, so Audubon will take it out of bounds on the near side, on the near sidelines.
And the big thing is, I think of those 5 blocks, 4 of them have been Audubon defenders.
Wessel tries whipping this one to Miller, just touches his chest as it bounces off as Jansen's able to pick up the basketball. Lose it for a second, they're going to call a foul on Wessel.
Thought maybe he just kind of swatted it away and kind of hit it back into the body.
Well, I think that the official just had a bad angle on it because he originally swiped it away, it touched the chest and bounced off. And clean swipe away for me. I would have counted as a steal, but regardless, Lager drives in with the floater and knocks that one in. As he's now got double digits on the night with 11. And a double dribble is going to be called on Wessel. Wessel's just trying to get his head in here after he got called for the foul. If he gets his head in a little bit, I mean, he's a very skilled player on the floor. Missouri Valley's kind of getting in his head a little bit. I like the way that they're playing. Mason top of the key. This is a deep 3. Splash! Knocks that one down. Leighton Mason puts a little bit of a dagger in there. 27-21 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Christensen offers up back with a drive in as he offers up double on that board. Still a 4-point lead. Lager tries to answer back. He offers up some. Left-hand layup, drive in on the lane, and a timeout is going to be taken here by Audubon. They'll take a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 29-23, C-Pro scoreboard, 4:55 left to go here in the third quarter. We'll see if Audubon can come back. See you back in just 30 seconds.
With things winding down for the year, it's time to stock up on genuine AGCO parts and service at Ziegler Ag Equipment. Get OEM, rigorously tested, genuine AGCO parts made with superior quality materials in stock whenever you need them. Don't delay. Get your machines serviced now and hit the ground running in 2024. Stop by your local Ziegler Ag Equipment today to learn more.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you back in here to Audubon High School. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. Right, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Stein Seed. Stein has yield. Contact Darren Petty, your local Stein representative, and Principal Financial Group. Principal Financial Group, Mark Smith and Aaron Friend. Currently 29-23 on that Seed Pro scoreboard here in the third quarter. 4:55 left to go here in this competition. As the Wheelers currently down here in this game, they're kind of looking to pull their way back in. We'll see what can happen down the line here for Audubon. As now containing up high is Steckler. Whips it on out to the far side to Olsen. Back to Steckler, top of the key. Whips it near wing to Dice. Loses control of it after the touch by Herman as it went out of bounds. 16 on the shot clock, 4:36 left to go here in the third quarter. Inbounds here as Steckler gets that one in. Whips it on over far side to Olsen. Now to Miller down low. This one, the one-hander, that doesn't fall through. Kind of just threw that one up there best he could. Just good defense down low by Jansen. Tennis at the near wing. Drives in the interior, kick out to Mason in the near corner. He finds his own lane, up and in for Leighton Mason. What a take by the sophomore. Still offering up a bit of a press, a 3-2 press to say the least, as they kick on over to Miller. Whips it on the far side, high post, jumper falls through for Aaron Olsen from 15 feet.
Not sure where all this shooting prowess came from all of a sudden, but it's a nice little change of pace.
I like it. Near side three-pointer, tennis, that doesn't fall through in the near corner. Rebound thrown out, Mason knocks it down. Another three-pointer on the far corner. 34-25 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. 3:38 left to go here in the third. Miller whips this one on over as Audubon has a 9-point deficit. They're trying to itch their way back into this game. Dice kick out Olsen for the right wing. That's no good. Lager able to haul on that board as he comes down the floor with speed. Drives, spins, throws it up. That's no good. Christensen hauling in that board. As they're going to whip this one on over to Oliver Dice for him to take it down the floor. Dice drives, and a foul is going to be called on Mason. A little bit of a touch foul there. But that's just his first and the team's second. As we'll see number 11, Brody Schultz, check in here for Audubon.
Crazy thing is, about 2.5 minutes ago, this was a 21-19 ball game.
Yeah.
21-20 ball game, actually.
Remind you, at half, it was 18-17, which is just crazy to see how many points they've already put up on both sides of the board. Audubon trying to look to put a lot more here as a deep three is just off the mark. Christensen with the board, the put back up and in. What a putback, didn't even touch the floor, caught it in the air, whipped it on up there just gently as it eased in. Foul is going to be called on the offensive end of Missouri Valley. That'll be on Leighton Mason. That'll be his second, the team's third.
Said he hit a kid in the face is what it looked like as they were coming down.
Well, regardless, we continue here in action. Drive on in, Christensen up and in off the glass. Nice pass on the far side as that's going to force a Missouri Valley full timeout. We're going to take it with them. 5-point lead here for the Big Reds. 2:42 left to go in the third. See you back in just 30 seconds.
Remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref.
That's simple human sense.
Call Community Insurance in Audubon today at 712-563-4422 or stop by their office in the Depot Building at 405 Market Street in Audubon.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we bring you back in here for this competition between the Audubon Wheelers and Missouri Valley Big Reds. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. Rather, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Ziegler with top-notch agriculture and construction equipment in Atlantic. And Austin, I mean, the offense is woken up for both of these teams. I don't know where this was for practically the entirety of this competition thus far.
Yeah, again, like you said earlier, 18-17 was our score at half, and now we're looking at 34-29. Like, just an absolute explosion of offense. We've seen some great deep threes from Mason and Missouri Valley, and that's kind of been the big thing that's broken open.
Liger kicks out Jensen, top of the key. That's off the mark. Liger with a rebound, a block down low by Christensen, and Christensen now hauls in the board after another missed shot by Jansen. Big sequence of events there as Audubon back with the basketball. Steckler looks cross court, finds Schultes, goes top of the key. This one by Olsen, just short. Rebound hauled in by Dalen Kosor. Mason on the far wing. Hands this one off to Langer between the circles. Kicks it near wing to Jansen. Now back to Langer as he walks on over to the near side. Kicks on over to Tennis. Tennis with a hand off to Mason. Mason tries driving in, loses control of his footing as he drops that one. Picked on up here by the Wheelers. Miller whips this one down the floor to Christensen. Tries with an inside look. Doesn't know where he was going on that one. Miller was kind of wide open. I would have got it to him because he had an open lane for a second. Jansen now here for Missouri Valley on the right wing. Loses control of the basketball. Picked up by Audubon Schultes. Tries driving down, but he's going to be fouled by Mason. I like that foul by Mason, but the thing about it is Leighton Mason here in this competition now with 3 fouls, so not too much to give for him as he's going to check out. We'll see Mason Herman check in here for the Big Reds for him. So 5-point deficit with 1:33 left to go in the third. Lots of threes up on that scoreboard, to say the least. Christensen with a handoff. Kicks on over to Wessel as he loses control of the basketball once again. Herman tries getting it, but a foul is going to be called on Wessel. It'll be a reach in. Almost kind of came up slapping to try to grab that basketball. That'll be his third and the team's third.
And it's been 2 takeaways and then fast breaks and fouls right off them back-to-back possessions here.
So 1:24 left to go here in the third. Big Reds with a 5-point lead. We've seen the offense kind of slow up a little bit here. Now the defense is creeping up again.
Kind of is an understatement.
Lager whips that one up and in. So regardless of maybe me thinking that the offense was fading away, Lager now has 15 points in the night.
Should be 20-ish.
Should be. He had 9 in the first half. Driving down low is Christensen, up and in once again. Austin Christensen, give him a ring and a bow because he's having a heck of a night. 21 points for number 21.
Battled through the defense down low on that possession as well. Incredible job.
Lager tries right down, blocked behind by Christensen. Can anyone stop Austin Christensen offensively or defensively? Man, he's looked good.
Yeah, he's clearly been the star here tonight for Audubon. Taking the, hey, you think we got a 6'8" kid? You think he's a star? No, let me show you how it's done.
Well, he did get a block there, but it was a whistle call. It's going to be a foul. It'll be number 11, Brody Schultes. That'll be his first and the team's fourth. Both teams with 4 fouls here in the third quarter. 36.2 seconds left to go. Inbound goes to Caden Kosor. Now over to Lager. Hands this one off to Jansen. Jansen with a handoff now to Lager. Taking their time, 23 in the shot clock. Just about 20 seconds remain on the game clock. So separated out by just the exact amount. So they'll have the last shot here. Jansen, high circle, kicks on out to Tennis. Now back to Jansen, top of the key. Gets it on over to Lager. Lager gets double team, whips this one with an underhand, misses the attempt. Christensen almost gets the rebound. They're going to call it jump ball. Kind of an interesting call. I can see why they called it. Ball kind of slipped out, just 0.7 seconds left, so not much of a jump call.
What are the odds? 0.7 seconds. What are the odds here, Zach?
Second to none. Oh, I might have spoken a little bit less. Brody Schultes. Oh, my.
I don't think he got it off in time, though. I don't think it would have counted. But he hit the backboard right at the top of the rim pretty good, I will say, especially kind of an underhand sidearm look as well.
Well, after that, we head into the fourth quarter. 36-31 in the Seed Pro scoreboard. Audubon's still down by 5. So we'll see if some miracles can happen down the line for the Wheelers just like that. We'll see you back here in just 30 seconds.
Attention healthcare professionals. Are you tired of rigid schedules and juggling your personal life with work? Work when you want at Nursing on Call. At Nursing on Call, Inc., you can decide when you work to achieve the work-life balance you've always dreamed of. We are a trusted temp staffing agency and are currently hiring CNAs starting at $24 per hour, LPNs starting at $35 per hour, and RNs starting at $50 per hour. Visit nursingoncall.com to learn more or call 712-563-3771. Nursing on Call, Inc. is an equal opportunity employer.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you back in here to Audubon High School. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West as the fourth quarter is underway. Missouri Valley still from right to left, Audubon from left to right. Big Red still leading 36-31, up by 5 on that C-Pro scoreboard here in the fourth quarter. Mason tried looking to Lager after a foul. Is going to be called on the number 21, Austin Christensen. That'll be his third. Team's first here to start the fourth quarter. We're not even 15 seconds in and already a foul call. Missouri Valley to inbound on the near baseline. Mason tries looking in, kicks it into Jansen in the near corner. Jansen tried kicking on the inside. That one touched away. Kosor is going to be the last one to touch it. Nice defense on the interior by Audubon. It looks like the baseline officials coming up. Going to talk about it just a little thoroughly. Both of them have different angles on it. So they're going to reverse this one. It's going to be Missouri Valley basketball. Sometimes the sideline officials just going to have a better angle, and in that case, he did right there. Good call. Now Mason inbound once again. Mason almost 5 seconds, finally kicks that one in. Nice job there as Herman's able to haul that one in, throw it on over to Lager, top of the key. Rolls on over to the left side. This is now the left wing, signals for a screen. Gets it, doesn't take advantage of it. Now he gets this one on over to Mason. 15 on the shot clock. Mason at the top of the perimeter. Looks on over to Herman on the left wing. Throws this one over. Lager whips this one up as that one's going to be a rebound by Mason on the far side. Nice job of the offensive board right there by Mason. Keeps his offensive drive here alive. Mason on the high circle. Kicks it on out to the far side to Herman. Herman thought he had a screen, but it kind of reaches in a little bit. And a foul is going to be called. We got number 11, Brody Schultes. I thought that there was a lowering of the shoulder. I don't know.
A lot of weight got kind of leaned into him there.
Right.
Just kind of lean on each other and wrap around. But, you know, a little closer to the action are the officials.
A little bit. Gonna get things right. I don't always get things right sometimes. Especially the office higher and lower, unfortunately. Not fortunately for these teams, though.
Says the guy who has never been losing that since, like, day 3.
Hey, day 3 was a good day. It's only continued from now on. 3-point attempt by Jansen just falls short of the iron as Mason's able to haul the rebound once again on the offensive end. They're just continuing to keep this little bit of a drive up. They're almost just kind of draining clock here, just kind of continuing on the outside of the perimeter. Lager with the underhand whips that one up, and a foul's going to be called on the interior.
Missouri Valley has held on to this ball since that foul from Austin Christensen. That came 14 seconds into this quarter.
Right.
It is now 6:18, almost 2 minutes in. So they've just been holding on, getting offensive rebounds, and just bouncing around here.
Now 3 fouls on the board for Audubon as Lager goes to the line. This is his first. Brody Lager at this point, I mean, he's got so far 15 points in the net. He'd had over 20 if he just made in some of his free throws.
Easily, he'd probably be 25 plus right now.
Came in the game shooting 70%, but he can't make either one there. Rebound is up and in for Kosor. Knocks in his first points of the night. Nice job there by Dalen. Just kind of jumped up, pulled that one in. Was able to put it up and in as the 2 free throws were missed at the line, but still 38-31 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. Wessel at the short corner, far side, kicks out and out to Miller. Now rolling around the perimeter, contained by the Wheelers. Looks at Dice. Dice kicks out to Wessel on the far side. Now goes back near side to Olsen. Olsen mid-range jumper, splash, falls that one through. 4 points for him here tonight. 5-point deficit still. Haven't seen it really change yet. Just about, I'd say about 5 minutes of action. Jansen in between the circles. Moves on over to that right wing. Now goes back on over. Looks, skips on over to Mason. Mason with 9 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Handoff goes to Lager. Lager with 5 seconds. Almost loses control. Kicks to Mason. 3-2 from downtown. Misses that one off the mark. Doesn't touch rim. Audubon with the basketball. Kicks down low to Christensen. Pump fake. Throws this one up and one! Austin Christensen with the heads-up play. Man, what a shot by him. Able to take that one up and in, as we'll see Tennis check back in here for Missouri Valley. He'll check in for Kasor. Wow.
What a wild shot, too. He got kind of fouled through. I'm surprised the foul was on the shot as he was kind of falling and threw it back up with it.
Well, in the case of that, I guess the ball does not lie as that one doesn't fall through. Still a 38-35 game here as Missouri Valley leads by 3 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. 4:50 left to go here in the fourth quarter of action. Jansen drives in, gets a block from behind. Rebound by Herman. Rolled on around. Lager top of the key. Scans, looked, he's got 10 on the shot clock remaining. Kicks back out, it's going to be a foul here on the Wheelers. It's going to be number 21, Austin Christensen. That'll be his 4th. Team's 4th here. Wheelers, 4 fouls. Big Reds with 1 foul. I don't know if a little bit of a block in the back, I guess, to say the least. A little bit of a touch there. Jansen in the far corner. Big Reds rolling this one around. Lager now to Tennis to the left wing. Tennis tries driving in, finds an open lane, throws that one up. That's way off the mark. Olsen able to haul on that board. Gets it down to Christensen. He drives it right-hander up and in. Holy cow, 25 points for number 21, the sophomore Austin Christensen. Tennis now with the basketball here for the Big Reds. 1-point game, 38-37 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. Mason on the far side, tries looking on the interior. Kick out of Lager. Now to Herman. Now contained here by Tennis. Whips it on over to Mason once again. Mason receives a good screen. Hands it off Lager. This one's from far downtown. That one's going to be rebound. And it's going to be touched out of bounds last year by Mason Herman. Wow.
Herman doing a great job jumping up for that one. Randy Moss out here. But again, as he pulls it down, he steps out, and that is an unfortunate foot placement there on that one.
Fortunate ball placement also, too. Just grabs a good rebound, and, well, unfortunately, on the low baseline, steps out of bounds. Wessel tries driving in, tries with a verso up and in. Audubon retakes the lead. 39-38 Seed Pro scoreboard. 1-point lead here for the Wheelers. 3:20 left to go here in this competition.
Been over 5 minutes since Audubon's held the lead. Hasn't been since the third quarter.
And a heck of a lead it's been as they've crept their way back here in this competition. Lager on the left wing. Looks on the interior to Jansen. He's at the high post near side. Tries driving down low. Now at the low block. Footer up and in. You can hear the Audubon crowd silent. The Missouri Valley crowd happy their Big Reds now have a 1-point lead once again. Bounce pass goes to Christensen in the far corner. Whips it around here are the Wheelers. Look on the interior to Miller. Jump stops. This one jumper falls through. They've retaken the lead. Just 6 points here tonight for Edward Miller. But that's a crucial point right there for the Wheelers.
And the thing is, Missouri Valley would be leading and have plenty of cushion if not for missed free throws.
Right. Those free throws here tonight, there's going to be over 10 points just missed on the night here for Missouri Valley.
Alone for Lager.
Right. Block behind the back by Christensen is going to be called for a foul. And he's going to be out here in this competition. He's going to foul out with 5. Wheelers with 5, and he's going to finish with 25 points on the night. Man. Sometimes you get... Actually,
no, they're calling it on somebody else.
Oh, someone else. Calling on number
12. They're calling on 12. You thought it was 21. Flip the numbers. It's Wessel.
They still have 21 on the board, and they haven't even updated 12 on there, but all right. Well, that's 4 for Wessel. Christensen still has 4 himself. Looks like they're finally going to update things up on the board, but regardless, kick out here to Olsen. 41 tied all game, as a foul is going to be drawn here. Nice job there by Aaron Olsen. Number 20, Mason Herman's going to be called for the foul. That's his second. And just the team second. I had to look up at the scoreboard to make sure that was correct.
And we just heard the Audubon student section the loudest they've been all game.
I'd like to see the student section turn out here. They're in a little bit of Hawaiian gear. It's going to be cold to wear that outside today.
Just a little bit. I mean, they have been silent for about 3/4 of this game as well.
Right.
Not always something you like to see.
Touch out of bounds. Last touch by the Big Reds. That'll be last touch by Mason Herman. He's in shock and disbelief.
Christensen thought it was out on him. He was ready to start walking back. He was disappointed.
41 tied all, under 2 minutes left to go. Inbound goes to Miller. Hand off over to Oliver Dice. Whip on over to Wessel. Drives in the baseline. Kick out. Olsen. Pump fake. Kick out. Now Dice in the left wing. Goes inside to Miller with the float. Kicks back on out to Dice in the left wing. Tap the key. Olsen whips on over to Wessel. Wessel tries looking inside of Christensen. Gets it blocked away, but it's going to be called for a foul on number 2, Dane Jansen. I thought maybe for a second that was a clean block.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Again, I'm watching over on our live stream screen, so I don't even look at the live action half the time because I want to make sure my camera angles are good. But it was difficult to tell on there just alone. But, man, this is going to be a big deal here. Again, these free throws really playing a huge factor.
Christensen knocks in the first. 26 points for him here tonight.
The big thing about that possession, too, is, I don't know, were the Wheelers scared to take a three-point shot as they had the wide-open 3 4+ times there within that possession?
This is the free throw. I think really they're just looking for the easy buckets here to kind of keep this one close, just take a lead. And a timeout, it's going to be a 30-second timeout taken by the Big Reds. We'll just stick with you right here. And, I mean, it's almost when it comes down to looking at that three-point shot, you don't want to take it because you don't want to force, something to break off the back of the iron. Someone grabs the board and rushes down the floor. But at the same time, you kind of want to put this game away.
Yeah, and you mentioned easy bucket. The jumper they took at the end of that possession to draw the... No, not easy at all. The wide-open 3 would have been a much easier shot at that point. As, just again, confused by the offensive scheme of Audubon for the last 4 quarters of play. Is really the best way to sum it up for me personally. I don't know about you, but...
No, I agree with you. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens down the line here for both of these teams, especially the minute 35 left. 1 point lead here for the Wheelers, 42-41, but Missouri Valley has the basketball. Audubon really needs to continue with their defensive presence here, as it's been a heck of a defensive game all the way.
They got to be careful with fouls. They've already got 5 and a couple guys at 3 and 4.
Under a minute 30 remains here in this competition. Lager in the far corner. Kicks out from downtown is Jansen. The bank is open. That one rolled around the iron, banked off the backboard and in. 2-point lead now here for Missouri Valley after the 3-pointer by Jansen.
Notice it wasn't Lager because he would not have had that thing fall in.
West on the far side. Minute 4 remains. Nakatane to the right wing is Aaron Olsen. Whips on over to West with the left wing. Back to Olsen, top of the key. Rolls on over to Dice. Dice loses control of the basketball for a second. It's kicked away here. And it's going to be kicked away by Herman. I like the defensive presence by Herman here, especially late in this 4th quarter.
Herman, not a big point scorer, but we saw in his last game against Griswold, he shows up on the defensive side a lot.
And a timeout is taken by Audubon. We'll take it with them. 44-42. Big Reds with the lead. 53 seconds left to go. See you back in just 30 seconds.
KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And reminding that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Iowa Western Community College in Atlantic. BU at Iowa Western. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. Just 53 seconds remain. 44-42 Seed Pro scoreboard. Big Reds lead. Austin, what are you looking for here for Audubon to come back?
I think they got to take the 3-point shot. They get it open consistently, but they hesitate too long, so I want to see them be able to maybe knock one of those down. Again, that'll give them the lead here. If not, they might need it for a win.
Thing is, Audubon just this season 26% as a team from the three-point marker, so not too consistent seeing so far from the three. Wessel gets the inbound, loses control for a second, goes to Miller. This one throws up high as it was touched away, pulled in by Dice as that one's going to be a shot clock violation. That one never touched rim. Good call by the officials. Nice job here by the scorers table to let that one continue to play out. As Missouri Valley is going to take a timeout. We're just going to stick with you right here, however, as 42.7 seconds remain. And kind of a crazy play there. Ball flies through the air.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that came from.
Thought maybe it could have been a foul, but didn't really see any foul touch, and neither did the officials. So we continue here in action, and we'll kind of see what happens down the line here for Missouri Valley. Really, it's just kind of play containment offense right now. And you got 35 seconds on that shot clock and about 42 seconds remain here. So you've got that deficit of about 7 seconds to make up a little bit in this competition.
And we've already seen a full court shot come close. So again, if Audubon's able to, knock one down here on this one, and maybe Missouri Valley drives down, but they aren't able to get a shot and we get a rebound, Audubon could have a chance, toss one up and maybe knock it in.
Missouri Valley here on the offensive end. A lot of defensive pressure offered up here for Audubon. Inbound goes to Jansen. Now goes back on over to Tennis. Whips this one on over to Mason, and finally a foul is going to be called. Nice job by Aaron Olson to finally get one there. That's going to be his fourth. Team already over 5, so we'll see the Big Reds head of the charity stripe here. They haven't favored too well from the free throw line, however, Austin, but it is Leighton Mason.
We haven't seen Mason at the line yet today. It's really been Lager most of the time.
Right.
And he has struggled.
And Mason has struggled this season, just 58.3% from the free throw mark. Kind of some crucial free throws here. Knocks that first one in. Has a heck of a free throw shot. Just almost kind of takes it two hands and whips that one up there with a high arc. Very different from how he shoots on the floor normally. Jansen. Mason knocks them both in. It's going to be an Audubon foul call. It's going to be a number 21, Austin Christensen. So now he fouls out. Finishes with 26 points here tonight. That's a crucial foul to say the least. As it's now 46-42. Mason knocked them both in. As we'll see Mason Herman now go to the free throw line. Number 11, Brody Schultes, will be coming in for Christensen. A little bit of a confusion there, finally cleared up by the officials. Just 37 seconds remain here in this competition, 46-42 as we see Herman at the line. Knocked in 2 already earlier in this competition. So he takes quite some time here. Knocks in that one, and really, Austin, with it being 47-42, 5-point deficit, 37 seconds left. Audubon's going to have that quick tempo offense, force a foul, and hope that they miss.
Problem is, quick tempo offense has not been there all night.
That one rolls around, no good. Miller gets that rebound, throws on over, tries once again. It's going to be a turnover, just too quick as Mason gets the ball, but an early foul call as they went down the floor to be number 13, Edward Miller. That'll be just his second. But that's not at all what you want to see if you're Audubon.
No, again, just kind of going too fast down the floor and slipped a little as well. We've seen a lot of slips here on both ends of the court.
Clayton floor tonight. Haven't seen too much overall as Mason misses his first as a charity stripe. So 47-42, 30.9 seconds left to go here in the fourth. Kind of a quiet gym. You'd think it'd be a little bit louder. As Mason's second falls through. We'll see if that concludes things, but Audubon not backing down without a fight. Miller, this one off to Olsen from downtown's no good. Rebound by the Wheelers. Put on out. This one by Dice. That's no good. And behind the back is going to be called on Brody Schultes. That'll be his third. Team already over 5. He just tried going from behind the back to get that board, but well, you kind of can't climb up a player to grab a rebound.
If you're wondering how many fouls Audubon currently has, the number would be 9.
Well, thank you for the update. Yeah, we don't see that anymore, however, on a scoreboard.
Unless you're watching on the live stream, because I like to keep it going.
I appreciate it. And I bet the fans do too, as Herman misses his first. 17.6 seconds remain. Still a 6-point game. Still Audubon can't come back, but they're not much of a 3-point shooting team, so this will be tough as he misses them both. Miller gets the board. Takes his own 3 from downtown. Splash! Knocks that down, and a timeout is going to be called by head coach Darren Miller. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll stick with you here. 9.7 seconds left. What a shot by Edward Miller. Came into this game just 11 of 36 from 3, 30.6% for you who like the numbers. Now just 12 of 37 this season.
Yeah,
wow.
And you think if he's got that much range here, moving that quick, why they haven't let him take threes the rest of the game?
Might as well. I mean, he had perfect form, perfect jumper. Took the great shot. I mean, I thought it was right on the mark. Not only that, it was an open look. Why not take it?
And only thing you can do here really is basically if Audubon is able to tie this up when we go to OT, the only people to blame are Missouri Valley and missing those free throws, because they've let Audubon hang around this entire game when really they shouldn't have. They should be winning by almost double digits.
Right, and they reset the clock to 10.5 seconds. Because really, I mean, even just with the last 2 missed free throws, it would already be a big red game as the foul is already called. 8.3 seconds left. Took a little bit of time off the clock. Not too much there. It's going to be called on Miller. That'll be his third. As we'll see the player that Wheeler fans definitely want to see at the line, and that's Brody Longer. Has not fared well from the charity stripe in this competition tonight. 48-45, 8.3 seconds left to go. Knocks that one in. That's crucial. Now makes it a 2-score game. He can really close the books here with this second made free throw. That one knocked in.
And what an ending for that.
Nice job by Brody Lager. Miller takes another deep 3. That's off the mark. Herman with the rebound. And that's going to conclude things here in Audubon. Wheelers fall in this competition as the Big Reds win big. 50-45 on that C-Pro scoreboard. Man, what a game it was. Started off defensive. Second half came underway, and, well, that changed up the name of the game right there.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of poetic ending, to say the least, as, you know, the missed free throws by Lager is what's allowed Audubon to kind of hang around in this game, and then he makes 2 to end the game and ice the Wheelers for the win for Missouri Valley.
And at the same time, too, Austin, looking at this game, we thought it was going to be more of a defensive battle. It was in the beginning. The offense started to wake up, but if the free throws were made here by the Big Reds, we wouldn't be talking how close this game was all the way. It would have been a huge deficit in terms of how Audubon would have lost in this competition.
Absolutely. Almost double digits like we've mentioned previously. I think Lager himself had about 10 points that were left up there with missed free throws. Count a couple more for those in and out shots that he had and unlucky bounces off the iron. And he's almost putting up 30 here tonight, and so that was a big deal for him as well. So it was interesting to see Missouri Valley get the win the way they did, especially the way they played and left Audubon to hang in. But good fight from Audubon. I mean, when you're left to hang in like that and you can fight tooth and nail, I mean, they went 5 minutes from the middle of the third quarter, late in the third quarter, to about, again, 4 or 5 minutes into the fourth, and without a lead, and then finally retook it at one point, and then it was back and forth for a while before Missouri Valley started to pull away thanks to the fouls Audubon had to cause.
Well, we're going to kind of break things down, but not before we take a quick break right here to enter our post-game show on 96.5 KSOM. We'll see you back here in just a few moments to give you all the stats, the final score, and get you ready for the next competition. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes.
If you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or an individual who just wants to walk down the street without pain, Murtu Medical Center Physical Therapy and Rehab Services has a knowledgeable and caring staff using the most up-to-date research-based treatments in such areas as functional dry needling, aquatic therapy, exercise, and manual therapy. At Murtu Physical Therapy and Rehab Services, we will address your pain and focus on your gains. Call 712-755-4342 and make your appointment today.
Are new gadgets in your household searching for better Wi-Fi coverage? Griswold Communications has you covered. No need to maintain a wireless router or Wi-Fi extender yourself when they will do it for a low monthly fee. They set it up, secure it, and maintain your wireless router. And Wi-Fi extenders can boost your signal in those hard-to-reach areas. Call Griswold Communications for more details. 712-778-2121.
Who can you trust to treat you fair and get you back on the road? J.D. Wyman Service on Main Street in Griswold. Big repairs or general maintenance. Trust J.D. Wyman Service to get you on the road fairly. You're a certified auto do-it-yourselfer. You like the smell of grease, and that's why when it comes to parts, you buy them at Wyman's Car Quest on Main Street in Griswold. Because you care about what you put in your vehicles. Trust the tires, parts, and tools from Wyman's Car Quest in Griswold.
Newman Body Shop in Lyman is your only stop for total auto body repair. Newman handles everything from glass replacement, paint and wheel alignment, to complete auto restoration. For information on all the services Newman Body Shop offers, give them a call at 712-778-4428 or stop by Newman Body Shop on Tucson Road in Lyman. Newman Body Shop is a proud supporter of Griswold Tiger Sports.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you back here to Audubon High School. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West for our KSOM post-game show. Missouri Valley wins big here, 50-45, as they'll improve to 5-8 on the season, 3-8 in Western Iowa Conference action. The Wheelers will fall to 5-9 on the season, 4-7 now in the WIC. So we'll kind of see how things play out for the rest of the season, as Audubon will next be taking on Riverside at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. So quick turnaround here for the Wheelers, the Big Reds. They'll be taking on AHSCW coming up this Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. So we'll see how that kind of plays out as well. That will actually be tomorrow as well. I'm getting my dates a little bit wrong here, but that will be tomorrow against HSCW. So both these teams with quick turnarounds here after a very good defensive performance by both.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what we thought this game was going to be when we came in. In that first half, it was just really tough defense. 18-17 our score at halftime. And then right away, all of a sudden, it was 34-23, and we're wondering where this came from.
Right, and I mean, kind of came out of nowhere. It was really out of left field, as we will pause for 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to 96.5 KSOM.
Playing your kind of country. 96.5 KSOM, Audubon, Atlantic, Red Oak, Harlan.
And we welcome you back in here to our KSOM post-game show. The game kind of got intense a little bit there, so I forgot about our station identification. You never want to forget that you're listening to 96.5 KSOM. Awesome. Let's break down some of the stats here of this competition, starting with the Big Reds. Leading scorer was number 4, Brody Lager, so you picked the man on the night. 17 points finished off here tonight. Missed a lot of free throws. Would have been a lot more than 17 here tonight. I believe he was about 6 of 12 from the charity stripe. That would have been 6 more points added up on the board for Lager.
Add those ones that were in and out, too. He's putting a 30-burger down on the Wheelers here tonight. So an unfortunate night shooting for him, both at the line and from the field for Lager. But I think really kind of the main guy to talk about is Austin Christensen here tonight.
I mean, Austin Christensen was great. We'll break down his stats here in just a few moments. But before that, for the Big Reds, also right behind Lager in this competition was number 2, Dane Jansen. He had 14 points to finish off the night. Leighton Mason with 11 points. with 3 points here tonight was Mason Herman, and finishing things off was Jackson Tennis, as well as Dalen Kasur with 2 points apiece. Look on the opposite end here for Audubon. We'll talk about him a little bit. Of course, number 21, Austin Christensen, came into this game 7.7 points per game. Well, probably not anymore. He got 26 points here on the night. An impressive performance by the sophomore.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like you said, averaging 7 points per game. He has been one of the role players kind of on this team. Again, he had that injury kind of early to start the year as well with the ankle. That was at that first game we came to before winter break as well, so he's been nursing that, still wearing the brace on the ankle as well throughout this entire game and all the other games as well, so something to be aware of. But again, had a great night here tonight.
But it definitely shows exactly what kind of player he is here for this Audubon Wheelers team, because we really didn't get to see him when you kind of mentioned there a little bit of an ankle injury. Didn't get to see him much in that first game that we called here at Audubon earlier. But now we see the performance by him here tonight as we break down some of the other stats here for the Audubon Wheelers. Number 13, Edward Miller, finished off with 9 points on the night. Number 12, Carson Wessel, finished off with 6. And Aaron Olson offered out 4 points to finish off the Wheelers in the scoring column in this competition tonight. And, of course, Austin, as always, we have to mention our player of the game, which is brought to you by Service Master by Rice in Atlantic, serving Southwest Iowa with comprehensive restoration services for your home or business with great rates without the wait. Who's going to be your player of the game here tonight?
I think the guy we just talked about, Austin Christensen, got to be, even though the team lost. I mean, they held close mostly because of the missed free throws from Longer and the dominant performance by Christensen.
I can't even disagree with you at all on that one. I mean, Austin Christensen, really an excellent performance to say the least here tonight. Both offensively and defensively, kept his team within it all game long. So good performance to see out of him here tonight. But before we close things out, any final thoughts?
No, I mean, obviously quick turnaround for both these teams, quick turnaround for us tomorrow as well. So going to be a lot of fun. We got more basketball on the schedule. You'll have more on Friday as well, as I'll have girls wrestling, and then more wrestling on Saturday as well. Busy week for sports broadcast this week.
Busy week, but I always like the busy weeks because they're even more fun. You're going to places, calling games, and can't ask for anything better than that.
Keeps you on your toes.
Definitely does, as we'd like to thank you for joining us here on our broadcast tonight. We hope you tune in to KSOM on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, January 23rd, as Cam hosts Boyer Valley in a basketball doubleheader with myself, Zach Collins, and Austin West on the call, with a pregame show starting around 5:45 p.m. We'd like to give a quick shout-out and thanks to our sponsors who made tonight's broadcast possible, including the Seed Pros, Brucker Carnes & Carnes, Cass Health, Riggs Ag Services, Anita Supply Center, Hummel Insurance, Rancho Grande, Stein Seed, Principal Financial Group, Ziegler, Iowa Western Community College, Outfitters Plus Outlet Store, Heritage Insurance, Service Master by Rice, and Community Insurance. This broadcast has been an exclusive presentation of Meredith Communications. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of Meredith Communications is prohibited. The General Manager of Meredith Communications is Bill Saluk, and the Sports Director of KSOM is myself, Zach Collins. Once again, your final score here from Audubon, Missouri Valley wins 50-45. For Austin West, I'm Zach Collins. Thank you for listening to another presentation of KSOM Sports on 96.5 KSOM and video streaming live on Western Iowa Today TV, powered by Nishnanet. Enjoy your Monday night, as we'll see you right back here tomorrow as we say good night from Audubon.
That was another presentation of KSOM Sports on 96.5 FM. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast